You know
That's a good way to start it then. What's up, everybody? It's Sean Daniel here, and I'm with a man that just said my age, because you looking at him, you're not gonna guess that he's 42 years old.
Yeah, about to soon to be 43.
He's a full-time fitness trainer, former pro basketball player, overcame knee pain. What else?
Hip imbalances, ankles, shoulder. Yeah, just kind of overcame a lot, man. Just a lot of physical injuries, and you know, as above, so below. So I'm sure it all started in the mind. You know what I'm saying? So just a lot, man. Overcame a lot, and feel good to be in my 40s today. Able to be in a podcast with you, Sean. So yeah.
And now he's got tremendous. The thing that caught my attention about him, tremendous strength, flexibility, but also strength through tremendous ranges of motion, especially at 42, and to be so lean. And now, you know, you're full-time training NBA athletes, regular people. You got a social media following. You're doing what you love, earning good money doing it. So I'm excited to talk to Derek Williams, a.k.a. Mr. Infinity with 3 1s.
Yeah, 111. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So before we get into your whole story and journey, because I'm excited to dive into not only the lessons you learned, Derek, from your physical journey and overcoming all that and the things that you learned to build this body you have, I'm also excited to get into your career and personal journey because, you know, even though you're not a huge social media person or a trainer on The Biggest Loser, you've gotten to a point where you're doing something you love, being able to provide and earn money while you're doing what you love, but yet, you know, you're a smaller social media person that possibly people can overlook, not think that you have all these great lessons. But before we get into that, to give people a good understanding of what your life is like right now, can you take us through what an average day in your life is like now that you're a full-time trainer and you're in great shape?
Man, honestly, man, every day is different. Every day is different. I love it. Like, I love it, man. Like, every day is, I don't know days anymore. I don't know if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Like, today I woke up, did my little daily habits, walked on the beach, and then I did some social media posts, Instagram posts, TikTok posts. And then I got a little workout in, and then I did a Zoom live with a group out of Kentucky, some fitness kids that really looking to grow, and understand the strength through length activity, and then came back over here, man, at the beach to meet with you for a podcast. So this could be a Wednesday or it could be a Sunday, you know. So a typical day for me is really I've been working on getting up early and really getting my habits in line, but man, I love my life, man. I love where it's at. I love the freedom that that the social media and this digital world and this virtual world is allowing me, and I love to be able to reach so many people that are interested in the mind and the body, man, and really want to, and they see that there's another way. You know what I mean? There's more. It's the disrupting fitness train, and they know that the traditional fitness is not it's not getting to them to where they really want to be. You know what I'm saying? I see injury after injury after injury, and I deal with so many athletes that have knee problems, hip problems, everything that I dealt with growing up through my life. So yeah, man, I know I was a little long-winded to answer your question, man, but every day is a different day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can tell that you're gaining traction, not only because with the disrupting fitness and teaching about strength through different ranges of motion, not only because you had like a Zoom call with people who are interested, you've trained people in person, but you also have the attention of professional athletes that you're getting to train, right? So it's obviously working. But you talk about all that pain that you went through. Can you take us back first, before we get into how you got injured and stuff? What were you like as a kid, Derek? What were you really interested in? Were you always into sports, fitness? Did you like helping people like you do now with the training? What were you interested in?
What was I interested in as a kid? I was more so, basketball always been in my mind. Like, before I can remember, my dad probably had me dribbling back a basketball. So when you're a kid, you don't even know. You just like whatever your parents put in front of you. And then, so I had to probably drunk, and I was in the Michael Jordan era, so I saw Michael Jordan. So in my mind, I'm going to the NBA. I'm going to the NBA. So really, I just was a basketball fanatic, man, growing up. You know, I always felt a little different. You know, I didn't really have a group that I like vibe with. I wasn't really a hood person. Like, I'm from the street, kind of like an inner city.
Where are you from?
Indianapolis, Indiana. So you got a lot of hood people, and you got a lot of like it's just like so separate, you know. And so I was kind of like playing the middle ground. So I didn't really have a traditional group I fit in with. So I was always kind of like an outcast. But
even though you played sports, because a lot of times that can tie people together. But even then you weren't?
Yeah, I was still like a lot of my sports friends, like smoking weed, drinking, hanging out, partying, and that really wasn't my thing. And then you get to the other side of it, but I just always felt a little different, you know what I'm saying? So, but that being said, man, like growing up, basketball was my thing. I actually played track, I played football, so I did all the sports. But primarily, I just love basketball, man. I saw myself as going to be like the next great thing in the NBA. So I don't know if that was a good or bad thing, but yeah, that was my vision.
So how good were you in high school as a basketball player?
Man, I was actually, man, to be honest with you, man, I was really, really good, man. I was all-state.
And Indiana's not like a joke place to play basketball.
Indiana's the basketball capital of the world, to be honest with you. To be totally frank, Indiana's the basketball capital of the world. And I was all-state, averaged like 22 points my senior year, and I led the city in rebounding. You know, I'm only 6'3", but I led the city in rebounding. So I did that and end up. And I graduated early too. I have 2 sons. One thing I'm doing with my sons, I'm keeping them back a year. So I graduated high school at 17. My son will be 18 as a junior. And so I wish I had that extra year to develop. But after that, I ended up playing. I was fortunate enough to play Division I basketball and get a scholarship. Played 4 years for a school in Indianapolis, and then went overseas and played basketball in Norway. So basketball has helped me travel the world, man, see a lot of different things, and but yeah, it banged my body up, I'll tell you that. So I'm glad I found what I found to help heal me from all those years of just abuse, you know. So kids are just abusing their bodies, or the trainers are abusing the kids' bodies unknowingly now.
Did you realize that when you were playing college and pro, that you saw like trainers are giving this advice and people just keep getting hurt?
I didn't know. I really didn't know. I didn't know. I know I had to stop doing it because it was making me not feel better. In high school, I was dunking so easy. I almost had my shoulder in the rim. And then college, my first 2 years, I kept going a little higher. And then all of a sudden, boom, I just hit the point where I just like every day my knees were hurting, my hips were hurting, my back was hurting, and it was just like an every day trying to recover, and just never could get there, you know, until I was in my 30s just in pain. I remember being in San Diego out of LA Fitness, and I was just in pain. But yeah, man, so to answer your question, what was your question?
You're always into basketball. You were really good, then you went over.
Yeah.
Well, what did you decide to do and think about doing as you started feeling this pain and you're like, okay, I can't keep playing this game. What the heck am I going to do?
Yeah, so I just felt like, man, like anybody else, and you think, all right, I'm 27, 28, you just feel like, all right, it's time to retire. It's old age, man. I just had a bad knee injury, my hip. You just like.
Oh, so you think it's normal?
I think it's normal. Like most people already think, oh man, I'm in my 30s, it's over for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a good career, high school career, I had a good college career. I made a little money playing my sport. It's time to move on, be a teacher or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I just thought it was normal. But back in my mind, to be honest with you, back in my mind, I was like, man, because take you back. This is what I wanted to talk about. Because you asked me, did I know if it was
did you know
normal?
That they were hurting people?
Yeah, you asked me that, and I wanted to say I didn't, but then when I was in Norway, I actually ended up getting certified for Pilates and certified for yoga. And so as I was doing that, I was like, I'm doing things that making my body feel better. And like, and it's not lifting weights. It's not doing these heavy squats. It's not doing these Olympic lifts. And my body's feeling better, and I'm moving better on the court. And so and it actually made me think, like, man, there has to be a better way to train athletes. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing these simple movements. Not to say they're the best movements in the world, but they, at the time when I was in Norway, they were making me feel better, and they make me feel so good. I had a lot of time, so I ended up getting certified in yoga and Pilates. So
well, why'd you even start doing yoga and Pilates? I doubt it was a popular thing in your mind to do. Why'd you start doing that?
I was dating a girl, and she told me this will make me feel better, and so I started doing it, and it actually did make me feel better. So I got certified for that, and so to answer your question, when I got back from Norway to the States in Indianapolis, I actually started training athletes in Pilates, in yoga, and a lot of the Indiana Pacers, a lot of Indianapolis Colts guys, and it made an impact. It did make an impact. Yeah.
Well, there's so many trainers out there that, let's say, know certain things that they know are valuable and have helped them, but they have no idea how to gain somebody's attention to be able to help them. Meaning, how did you go from coming back and then all of a sudden having these connects with the Pacers, the Colts, and being able to train people? Because you don't just come back and then great athletes are sitting at your lap.
That's good. That's a great question, man. And if I answer that question honestly, I would say law of attraction. Like sometimes, man, like that's just how the universe works, man. I feel like I'm in a position right now because that's how things are lined up. You know, I feel like me and Ben, knees over toes guy, always knew. Every time we saw each other, we met maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer, maybe about 10 years ago.
Wow.
Just random. It was so random. Some guy asked me to play in a league game, and then I asked somebody else, and then this guy's friend was Ben, and it was just one league game one night, and that relationship was formed from that one game. We never played another game after that, and it was like a league. And then we never really saw each other. Then every time we met each other, we always be like, man, we gonna work together one day. We always be like, man, we gonna work together one day. We gonna work together one day, because you just know, when somebody's different or somebody's on the same frequency as you. So to answer your question, man, when I got back to Indianapolis, I started training at a Pilates studio, and one of the ladies that came in there was Jeff Foster. He was an Indiana Pacer. His wife came in, and she loved it, and she had me go train Jeff, and Jeff had me train Jermaine O'Neal, and Jermaine O'Neal had me train Ron Artest, and then it was like it just happened, you know. So, and then I ended up having a Pilates studio where I was like the man in Indianapolis for that, you know. So it just happened, you know. So.
So did you set anything in your mind? Like, did you visualize, okay, I want to have these people with me? Did you write it down?
What do you mean?
In order to start the attraction of these type of people, were you being specific about the type of people you want to train, writing it down, visualizing it, or was it just you just went with the flow? And
I really just went with the flow. At that time, I didn't really know so much about how powerful the mind was, but what I did do was, man, I always worked my ass off, and I always stayed pretty positive, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted to give more than I got, you know what I'm saying? I always just giving, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted people to really feel good, you know? So
instead of trying to get them you can make some money off them.
Yeah, because I really don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's a fat doctor, a school mom, or an NBA billionaire. Like, it really don't matter to me, man. Everybody's a person with a spirit and a soul that wants to feel better and look better or whatever. So that's not really I'm not really a groupie like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's not really my angle, but it was nice to be valued by people at such a high level that really wanted to pay for the service. So yeah, but I mean, that was an experience, man. I think everything's just an experience, man. Just a learning experience to kind of get through and learn, and I learned a lot from it.
So what are the main things you think you learned from getting to train those types of people once you came back?
Came back, what do you mean?
When you came back from Norway and you got to train those professional athletes, what did you learn? What are the major things you think you learned, either about yourself or, hey man, I can start doing this because I'm having an impact, or this is harder than I thought?
Nah, I mean, I think training is just one piece of it, man. I think training is just one piece of it, and what it did do, it allowed me to see what it's like for these millionaires. You know what I mean? It got me in the homes of all these millionaires. It got me in the clubs with all these millionaires. It got me in the meetings with all these millionaires, and it got me to see like money is cool, man, but it's deeper than that. You know, it helped me to see like money does allow you more options, you know, but it doesn't bring happiness. It doesn't bring peace of mind. It doesn't give you discipline. It doesn't give you self-control. It doesn't give you like integrity. It doesn't give you like a nice body. You know what I'm saying? It don't give you a lot of things that are unseen. You know, so it helped me put in perspective of like life. You know, it helped me like to reevaluate what I really wanted out of myself. You know.
Because you'd never really been around money like that, so the veil was kind of finally lifted?
I mean, yeah, you just asked me if I learned anything, and I'm like, if it was anything, it would be that, like, because I always wanted to be an NBA player, right? And so to not make it to the NBA, which was my goal, to be in that, be like, so I got a chance to experience it without being in it. You know, I'm hanging out, we in these yachts, we here, we whatever. So I got a chance to experience it, and I'm actually glad I didn't make it to the NBA.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm actually glad, cause my mind now at 42 years old is different. But my mind, when I was 21, 22, 23, I would have attached myself to those things. I would attach myself to the jewelry and the cars and the money and the girls or the yachts and the experiences. I would attach myself to it. So, and I'd have got lost in it. You know what I'm saying? I know I would have got lost in it. And I know I would have self-destructed. You know, and I know I wouldn't have the vessel I have now if I'd have made it to the NBA. I know I wouldn't have the vessel I have now. And I value my vessel more than a damn car, jewelry, or watch, or girls, or yacht, or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so.
What do you mean your vessel?
Like my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, like
everything
who I am, my being. Yeah, my being would have got corrupted. Not to say it's not corrupted. So I'm sure to a certain extent it is still got some corruptness to it. But I would have got damaged, for real. I wasn't prepared.
Makes sense why you're able to train the NBA athletes now, because you got to see that perspective and see how different things that can take them out.
Yeah.
And now how you can relate to where they're coming from.
Yeah, so much. It's true.
Instead of just, there's an NBA player, let me train him because, you know, he's popular, he can help me. You can understand where they're coming from and not just help them with.
Yeah, and I think they respect that too, man. Like Gary Harris is being here this week. We do more than just physical. Like we sit down, man, we like write down our goals, we meditate, man, we do breath work, we do like a cognitive training, we do imagination practices. Like it ain't just fucking like lifting no weights or doing no split squat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's such a small piece of who he is. You know what I'm saying? It's such a small piece of who he is as a being. You know, and I don't want him to get trapped in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to get trapped to think, oh, I'm just Gary Harris, the basketball player. You know, fuck that. That's for the people. You know what I'm saying? But he's bigger than that, man. He has a big purpose beyond basketball.
Because I've been around not a lot, but some of the like bigger people in politics, let's say, and I've seen how, like with the athletes, I'm sure, they always have these like people that only look at them for what they do, and always have a bunch of yes men around, at least in my experience.
So true.
So I could see why you're able to have an impact and attract the certain clients you have, because you're not going to be a yes man, but 2, you're able to look at them as more than just what they do, which at least with the political realm I saw that where it's hard for the famous people to change their identity from just what they do, because everyone tells them and gives them recognition for that. So what's it like trying to, I guess I want to ask you about the NBA players now that you said that. Is it hard for them to get out of that mindset that they're just an NBA player, because that's where they work their butt off to get to that point and they have so much recognition behind it?
Yeah, I'm sure, man. That's why I said I'm kind of glad I didn't make it, because it'd have been hard to not be so attached to, I'm Gary Harris, the Denver Nuggets shooting guard. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you are attached to that.
It's your whole identity. But then when you retire, like, what do you do? Especially if that's been your whole attachment of your self-worth.
And that is a created thing from somebody else.
Right.
Like, somebody else has created the Denver Nuggets. Somebody else has created this illusion. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really know who you are, because you are created in somebody else's imagination. See what I'm saying? So how do you even win that game? And so, like, me, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, I really don't, though. And I think they know that. Like,
you treat them like a person.
Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like I just don't. Like, I can't. It's not like I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna respect you for who you are as a being, not because like you got $100 million in the bank. Like, well, fuck, you ain't paying my bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to, like, I don't, like, so, and I feel like, and I know so many people get attached and like sucked into this illusion that's been created for us, you know what I'm saying? And I just want them to realize, as athletes, man, they bigger than that, and they can create their own. If you got the power to be an NBA player, that means you got power.
Yeah, because it's gonna be so hard to get to.
And it's beyond just basketball. If you're a good athlete, or you're a good podcaster, if you're a good whatever, that means the being that created that is a powerful being, and you can do anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
when did you start realizing and thinking deeper about life like that? Was it when you started training the professional athletes after you learned about the money stuff, or was it a little bit after that when you started thinking deeper about life?
Man, you keep in mind I'm 42, man, so I had a lot of experiences. So
that's true.
I went through a year.
It's hard to tell. I mean, you look so young.
I went through a year being homeless. You know what I'm saying? I went through being locked up 3 times, man. I went through not being. I got 2 sons. You just seen them, right?
Right.
I went through so much. I wasn't allowed to see them for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in lights cut off a lot of times, man. It be in the winter time. You ain't got no heat in the house, like, you know what I'm saying. So, and I'm not saying this to like act like be woe is me or nothing like that. But it's just like you go through life and you have these experiences, and until you take control of your life and to realize, man, that you are the creator and you can no longer play victim, then I think that's what woke me up to, damn, like, it's up to me, nigga. If it is the B, it's up to me. You know what I'm saying? If it is the B, it's up to me. And like, no longer play victim, no longer wait on mommy or daddy or the government or nobody, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, so I think that's what kind of like woke me up to like.
When you got to your lowest point, that was when?
Sometimes those low points
give you the perspective.
Strengthen you.
Okay.
Like, you build your unseen muscles in those low times. You know what I'm saying? And I think even you, like, you going through this like little creative process right now. Like, you're gonna learn so much about yourself. You're gonna learn so much about like your inner person, your inner being, like what your capabilities, not what somebody told you was, not what you've been attached to your whole life, not what your mother or father, whoever told you wanted you to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna realize, man, you limitless, man. You just like, you whatever you want to be at any time of the day.
And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this now, is because, you know, there's no like end amazing goal that this could possibly come to, because I've allowed that to limit me before where I won't try something. But I'm young, I got time to travel and interview these people that I want to interview. And I'm just doing it so, like you said, I can learn about myself. What do I enjoy about the process? What am I good at during the process? But in my experience, when you're younger, I don't think people are as incentivized, possibly like the NBA players are, to try a bunch of different things that they possibly enjoy just to learn and see if they're good at it, if they enjoy it. I think a lot of times us young people are pressured into figure out your life. Make sure you're doing what you're good at. You know, don't try a podcast and have it fail. Don't travel the country. And it's, but like you're saying, I don't think we can get to a point where we know what we like doing, what we're good at, if we don't try a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And did you have that mindset where you were willing to just try all the things you were interested in, like the physical training? Or were you thinking, oh, I got to have this plan?
Nah, man, like, one thing, I'm so thankful that I knew deep down that I was not going to sell out. Like, I wasn't going to sell out. Like, if I don't like something, or if I don't like being around somebody, or if I'm in a job that don't serve me, or if my spirit, or if my intuition is telling me, get the fuck out. I don't care how much you paying me. I don't care how much this, like, I'm not going to sell out. Like, I'm just not going to sell out. So I think that's what got me to this point, because I don't know, I'm just not going to sell out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm not going to get a job, or I'm not going to get a degree, or I'm not going to do this because that's the thing to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to get married because whatever. Like, I'm just not, like, it got to feel right in my soul, man. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? It got to feel right in my soul. And sometimes I get trapped up. Sometimes you do get trapped into, like, being in a situation that don't feel right. So you got to, like, wiggle your way out of it. Not to say I didn't have to wiggle my way out of some stuff, but yeah, man, I'm just like, man, I ain't gonna sell out, man. I'm like, that's why I respect you, because you not gonna sell out. Like, you, man, I want to figure me out.
Right.
I'm gonna figure out before I settle down and whatever. I'm gonna figure what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? And if I might do this for a couple years and it starts not to feel right, I'll throw these damn cameras in the trash and do something else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just your dream, man. And everybody tries to put you in their dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants you for their creation. You know what I'm saying? And so, and like, that's why I don't watch a lot of TV. That's why I don't follow too many people like that, because you either creating or you being created. And there really ain't no in between. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather be a creator.
So after you had those low moments, what did you decide that you wanted to create your life to be? I'm guessing those low moments were after the training, the athletes?
Yep. I went,
when you realized I'm not going to be a victim anymore, what did you want your life to be?
Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully I'm not getting too deep over here or not too crazy on you, but it's more, I just wanted to be.
I wouldn't ask you if I didn't want the real answer.
Man. I just want to feel good. I just want to stay in alignment with who I am, man. And I want to trust myself, man. I want to trust my guides, my intuition, and I want to just, like, grow. I want to grow, and I want to be unattached. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to, like, use my imagination and be a creator, and I want to serve people, and I want to be an example, you know. So I want to be, but I don't.
Was there specific things you wanted to do when you had those?
I'm trying to think. It's not necessarily a thing, or I want to do this, or just because I didn't necessarily think, like, I don't even like training. I don't like being a trainer. That's not even what I like to do. Honestly, I like to help people. I like to see people feel better. But I'm like, I don't want to be in there counting reps. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in there pushing on people's legs to stretch deeper. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I want you to feel good. I want you to learn. I want to be an example for you. But that's what I'm saying. So when you say that, I don't know how I ended up here.
Okay.
Because I wasn't like, man, I want to be a trainer. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really what I want to do. Even when I was doing that for the guys in the NBA, or, you know what I'm saying? And I don't train everybody. If I don't like your energy, I don't care if it's NBA. Like I like Gary. I like his energy. Or this my guy, my guy, Mike Frazier. I like this energy. And then some other guys, NBA guys. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I like some NFL guys, NBA guys. I like that energy. But like when we was at ATG, man, we had NBA guys that try to come in there and like.
It was like no.
We was like, nah, man. We don't got time, cause being around the wrong energy can tear you up, tear your business up, tear your life up, tear your peace of mind up, and then therefore, man, like tear your bottom line up. Money start to come in short. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, I want to go through your journey. That's why I was asking, like, what did you do next after those low points?
Yeah, so
because you had to.
I just built up, man. So I was so if you asking that, so I went through a low point. I was actually in San Diego, man, by myself in a car for like a year, and then.
How old were you then?
I was to get what got me there. I was in Indianapolis. My business was booming, but my mind wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And I just literally got in my car and just drove to San Diego.
Just out of the blue?
Out the blue. I left my condo, I left everything. I just went out there, was like, man, something's not right. And so I went out there and I was like, I thought I was gonna be able to hook. I thought I had like a job at like San Diego State for something. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work out. But that's what I'm kind of telling myself, getting me out there. And so I got out there, long story short, it didn't work out, but I was like, man, I'm not going back to Indianapolis. Like a cesspool of ignorance and like negativity and like, just like, it's just like low vibing. Like it's a low vibrational city. And I'm not knocking, I love my city, but it's just, man, it's tough to come up, man. I had a lot of friends that died, a lot of friends that get shot, a lot of friends that like, doing years in jail, man. A lot of people, man, just like good dudes, man. Good dudes that just couldn't make it.
In from the environment.
Yeah, they just couldn't make it, man. Like, and I seen a lot of that too, man. Like I seen guys get shot. I done seen some craziness, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I just got out, and then so in long story short, man, I'm in there, San Diego, and me and my son's mother bickering back and forth. So I'm sure a lot of stuff was going on. Went out there, man, was in my car. But I mean, I enjoyed it almost, man. It was hot as hell in that car, though, in San Diego.
So you were living in your car for a year?
For a year. And then I worked at LA Fitness out there. And then I was just like living in my car, working at LA Fitness. I literally, this is LA Fitness. I was in a parking lot. I just pulled up every night, got up, worked out, took a shower, trained. But it was funny, man. It was like, I mean, I met other people that was doing, similar journeys on the way. You know what I'm saying? So that, and I went back to Indianapolis, and she had brought my sons down to Florida.
Okay.
And so she brought my sons down to Florida, and then, so I just packed in my car again. Was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drive to Florida. You know what I'm saying? And then lived in my car again for another flight. I don't know what was wrong with me, man. I was working at like Pizza Hut delivering pizzas. And
how old were you when you came to Florida?
I was maybe like 31, 32.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like delivering pizzas, substitute teaching. Like I was just surviving. Because I was like, in my mind, I was like, I didn't have a father really growing up. So I was like, man, I can't have two boys out here and repeat that same cycle with no father. So she wouldn't let me see him. She got married, and she got somebody like follow me around and like try to like got me locked up like over and over and over again. So yeah, so that happened, and then eventually I got through the court system. I was able to see my sons again and really like build my relationship with them, and then so yeah, and then before I met Ben, I was just like bartending. I was like,
so you were just doing anything to survive.
I was just surviving, you know. I was just surviving, and then, but one thing I did do was always work out. You know what I'm saying? I always worked out, and I always kept learning about how to tend to your mind, how to tend to your body, and about nutrition, and about like Because I always knew, man, fuck the cars, fuck the clothes, fuck the girls. It's way deeper than that. Like, I always knew it. Because when I was homeless, I was like, I had more of a peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I have a more of a peace with this than all that craziness, all the cars, all the jewelry, all the hanging out at the club, all of this that the media and Hollywood tell you are what to chase. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, damn, so I always knew, like, I always, man, I study so much about health. I study so much about the body. I study so much about the mind. I study so much about the subconscious mind. I study so much about, like, energy. I heard so much about vibration. I studied so much about just who we are, like, really who we are. Like, you know what I mean? Not the flesh, like who we really are, you know what I'm saying? So, so I did that, studied about that. And then, man, me and Ben connected again. And then, me and Ben connected, I ended up, he said he had this ATG here in Clearwater. And he was like, Derek, all right, this is the time, man. We got to get you on that. You know what I'm saying? Because his business was going south when I started. Like, they was losing. Like,
he just had the gym, right?
Hand over fist. They was losing. They just had the gym. No online, no nothing. And so me and him was the first little, me and him started. And then started the online, started building that. And then, and I actually moved in with his mother. So, starting all over again. I think I'm 40 years old, starting all over again. I'm literally living with his mother in like one little small room. But I was like, all right, fuck it. You know, because I don't care. Like, I don't need the trappings, as you say. So I was like, all right, because I believed in being, I believe in what we was trying to do. And so.
So you didn't have a lot of self-condemnation?
What you mean, for being in somebody's.
And being 40 years old and not really having it figured out yet?
Nah. Nah, because I don't give a fuck. Like, if somebody judge me, they really judging themselves. Like, and like, I don't care what you think about me. Like, I really don't. Like, I really don't. Like, I know some people say that, but I really fucking don't, though, because I know this is just my creation. This is my imagination. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just my imagination. So, yeah, like, what you gonna tell me? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's somebody gonna tell me? Like, I'm 40 and I'm living in somebody else's mom's house. Like, if you don't like it, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's probably what allowed you to keep attracting these opportunities, because you stayed in a positive vibration, a positive mindset about yourself. You weren't like, oh, I'm a loser, I can't figure it out. I'm sure you had moments, but.
Not really, man. Like, I never felt like I was a loser, man. Like, never.
Wow.
Never.
So what happened when you start meeting Ben and you start helping around with that?
So
as we got the ambulance going by.
So me and Ben, we two, like, he's a real strong-minded guy, man. And like me, I'm pretty strong-minded. So me and him were two innovators, two pioneers, two, like, think outside the box people, two, like, really givers. Like, our nature is to give and to help and to serve. So we both are like, man, this is gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? He had the gym. I had a connection with a lot of NBA guys, a lot of high performing athletes. I'm coming in with the longevity mindset and like how to like train for like the Pilates, the yoga, and the longevity aspect. He had the knees over toes stuff, and we like formulated this like new way of training, and we knew that it was gold. We knew this technology was gold. We know nothing existed like it on the planet. We knew that with his knowledge, with my knowledge, that if somebody doesn't, it's like it's can't miss, because it's just too good, because it works. The tech works. We work. We are a lot of trainers like are trainers, but aren't even like
doing
able
it on
to,
themselves.
Yeah, can't even dunk, or you can't even like run fast, or you got a stomach, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like me and him were like proof. Like the proof is in the pudding. Like if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Go do something like Joe Blow's program. But if you want results, man, you're gonna come here because it really works. You know what I'm saying? When I talk with so much conviction because I've been through it and I know what works and what don't work. Like you can't ask me a question and like about that and I'm gonna know it. And if I don't know, I'm saying I don't know it. Like really, that's a question I don't know. But most of the time, I've been through it, I've seen it, and I know it works. So so Ben had that, I had that, and we just like, man, let's do this online thing. He built, and we started building it on atgonlinecoaching.com.
What was the catalyst that caused you guys to make that decision to finally go online?
Honestly, I gotta give respect to Ben. He had a vision, man. Ben is a visionary. He's a tough guy. And right now, it's like we're not on the best of terms right now because I'm not with ATG anymore. Like, we built this from the ground up, and now I'm not with him no more. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously, I'm not the happiest about that because, I mean, if you build something from the ground up, you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor forever. But at the end of the day, like, it happened before, you know what I'm saying? And I can do it again. But Ben is one side of Ben is a fucking, like, just a visionary, and he's tough, and he works hard, and he's like motivated, and he's like determined, and he has all those qualities. Like, I cannot take that away from him. Even though it fucking sucks that I build something and I have everybody else eating off my labor. That does, like, and I mean, I probably should be saying this shit, but I don't give a fuck. It probably kind of, it just sucks. But I gotta give him credit, man. Like, he's a hard-working motherfucker, man. And he's smart. And when he says something, like, he knows what he knows. Like, I don't feel like he knows everything. Obviously, like, a lot of things that I'm gonna bring up, or a lot of things that I'll talk about, he probably ain't even thought of yet. But if he's telling you something, he's not gonna, he knows what he's talking about, yeah. And he just works hard, man. That's what I respect. And that's another reason why I came and lived with his mother, because I was like, man, Ben is like, he's different. He's a different being. He's a 1%er for sure. A 0.00001%. Yeah, for
wow.
real. I gotta give it to him.
Were you not in pain when you started with Ben? And were you feeling really great?
So when I started the ATG movements, no, to be honest with you, man, like, I had knee tendonitis. My hips were a little offset. But mainly it was at knee. My legs were like wet noodles, man. I really had no strength because I didn't know how to train them properly. And so learning all these movements and incorporating his movements with my movements were able to, like, really get rid of the knee pain. And then Jeff, the flexible, his flexibility protocols were a lot, like, really like the cherry on top. Like, that was really the cherry on top. Yeah. So then it was me and Ben, and it was me, Ben, and Jeff, and then it's me, Ben, and Jeff and Connor. You know what I'm saying? So I still got love for the dudes, man. I think we all kind of like different frequencies right now, so we don't really connect as much because I think we in this like weird little, like, do I like you? Do I not like you? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I think it was a good journey. I think it was a good learning experience. You know, financially it was great. Built a nice following, man. I feel like we had a mastermind. I feel like the mastermind is going to continue even with us not being there, because we worked so hard every day, man. I'm telling you, 7 days a week, we were doing videos in the gym, training, doing stories, doing just grinding every day. YouTube, we started a YouTube channel. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, we doing this. Oh, this didn't work. Oh, we doing this. Oh, we got to. So, man, we had every Friday at 2 o'clock, we had a team meeting. Every Friday for 3 years straight. Going over stats, going over how we doing. How can we do it better? How can we do this? How can we, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, we really worked. And I think we all gonna be successful because of the work we put in. Like, we all gonna be successful because of that, you know. And we all, especially Ben, I gotta give Ben is a worker. He's a worker, yeah.
So a lot of people are fans of you guys. You guys have built up such a big following. Yeah. What was like a day in the life of being a part of ATG and that grind that you're talking about? What really happened behind the scenes in a day? Yeah, man, every day, man, we be in there. It was so much going on, man. Obviously, a day would look like, man, me and Ben get there early. We plan, all right, what's gonna be the workout for the day? Me and Ben, we start off, me and him usually do the workout and try to kill each other, like, you know what I'm saying? And then our athletes start rolling in. We start to train our athletes, and then
Jeff, after they go through the program, Jeff, I have a flexibility program for him on the board. And you know, and it's fun too. We doing stories, we doing posts, we like talking shit, competing on the sled. You know, like
yeah, you're the sled man.
Yeah, if I was on the, if I'd be like, man, I'm about to do 20 sleds. Who wanna do these 20 sleds with me?
Because that was one of the first things that Ben helped discover that didn't hurt your knees, correct?
Yeah, it almost like reverses knee pain. Like doing backward sled is almost reverses knee pain, and it stimulates so much growth hormone in your body, like especially doing heavy sleds. So that was one thing. And then after that, we had a film guy come in. We do a YouTube video, and then
seems like you guys did a lot of content, especially based upon what Jeff told me.
Yeah, man, we just did lots and lots of content. So we used to do all kind of programs. We do all kind. We would just shoot, just trying, just throwing a lot at the wall. But the thing about it is, it was all going in the same direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We weren't trying to be a motivational speaker, and then we weren't trying to be this
right,
or
right.
trying to be that. We was all like
trying a bunch of things within
ATG. How can we build this? How can we make it better? How can we give more value? How can we add more value? I think that was our main thing. How can we add more value? How can we? I mean, that was just like, you know what I mean? We had influence in there. We had all kind of like, we attracted like good energy too, man. We had like a guy named Fomer Simpson for some shoe guys, Young Buckets, man. They was our guys. Like one of my guys named Captain Planet. We had a lot of like the Clearwater football team. Two of their guys are playing for IU football right now, just crushing it. CO and Curvins, they are just killing it at IU. Shout out to them. I love those guys. We had a Clearwater Academy football team, and they were like top 10 in the country in high school football, and that's huge.
And you guys had top college football recruiters in your guys' gym.
Man, we had man, what's the guy's name from Clemson?
Dabo Sweeney.
Yeah, we had Dabo Sweeney, man. We had a kid play for. He's there, Joe. He we was training him. He's playing with Dabo Sweeney right now, big time. So man, we were just fortunate, man, and we enjoyed it. It did get sometimes Ben was annoying. I'm not gonna lie, just like having to work Saturday, Sunday, like all day, like shooting videos and commercials and all this stuff like nonstop. But me and Jeff always knew that we were putting in planting seeds. We didn't realize our shit was gonna get rooted up. But
yep.
But it is what it is, man. Like now it's our time to, cause I don't play victim, but so now it's our time now it's our time to plant our own seeds. You know what I'm saying? And learn from that experience and like and be more tactful, be more business-like. You know what I'm saying? If we were more business-like, I wouldn't be in this position right now because I'd had a contract.
Yep.
Be more business-like and to realize, man, like, if you're gonna do something, and if you're gonna do it with somebody else, you gotta be protected. And for me, what I've learned, man, is like, it gotta be my dream. I can't be in somebody else's reality. Because if I'm in somebody else's reality, then they can get me the fuck out of their reality, and I'm in the cold. So, yeah, that's 95% of the world though, man. They wake up and go to somebody else's dream. You know what I mean? For 9 hours a day. Nah, that ain't my study. And I learned, man. But but anyway.
So now that you had that whole experience, where you guys planted seeds, now people know who you are relatively online. You built a following. You've been able to see how much you can help people in the different ways and how it can generate income. So what is your dream now?
Yeah, I mean, I got so much. I got so many different avenues I can go down. The Mr. Infinity products, I really want to build that. I feel like those products are going to, and I got some cool products on the horizon that I haven't released yet. I feel like that's going to change the landscape of how athletes train, how anybody trains. You know, it's going to allow people to train properly. So the products, I have my own digital programs coming, Mr. Finney University. And then I talk a little bit beyond, like even this, I talk more than just body, you know what I mean? It's beyond sets and reps for me. You know, I want people that want to relate to me, relate on a higher like frequency, and like realize that their mind literally does carve the body. Like if you don't see it for yourself first, you just never get there. Any great athlete will tell you, man, they saw it before they was like, when they was like LeBron would tell you in 3rd grade, I was a pro. You know, like Kobe would tell you, man, I literally played the game before I stepped on the court.
Like Jamal Murray, right, was a teammate for Gary Harris. He's been meditating since he was 5, and he'll play through the whole game in his head before, and he just went off in the NBA bubble.
Yeah, he snapped 50, 50, 50, 50. Yeah. So stuff like that, and I wanted to, like, that's not taught. That's not taught enough, and that's not disseminated enough to these kids and to these athletes, and to like how many people really sit with themselves every day, or how many people really realize it's all in their head, or how many people realize that, like, that self-image is everything. Like how you see yourself is like how you're going to perform, you know. So I want to be an example for one. I want to set a tone of how to live a good life. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of work to do on me. I got a lot of habits to tighten up on. I got a lot of like just growing still to do, man, in my 40s. The products, the articles on disruptingfitness.com. I have the digital programs at Mr. Infinity University. I'm going to be doing. I have a brick and mortar gym. It's going to be a studio where I'm able to do podcasts. I'll probably end up interviewing you. You know, I'll interview a lot of my athletes, a lot of NBA guys, NFL guys that I have coming in there. And it's going to be a cool place for me to train myself and to train the other people that, like, I feel like are really want to get their mind and body right. You know what I'm saying? And it's a dope spot right on the water, like windows all up and down. So it's going to be a cool spot. Yeah, man, continue to get my soul food and just like and just have fun with it, you know, and just not worry about the results so much, and just worry about staying in the moment and just appreciating every day. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun with it. Once I stop having fun with it, I'm on to something else.
So you don't get too lost in like getting these specific big picture goals, or you just focus on having a purpose behind what you're doing, and then we'll see where it develops. Like what's your attitude towards?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously got a purpose. I mean, I think all this is a purpose, but I'm not caught up into the end. Like I'm not caught up into like, man, I want a big house with $100 million in the bank and stuff like that, which maybe I should, but maybe I'm just not there yet. I'm really just building. I'm building, and I want to continue to like add value. And I feel like as long as I focus on adding value, I think people, especially in this day and age, man, I think people can they can see a fake, man, a mile away. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want to stay congruent to who I am, man, and whoever resonates with me, great. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm not going to resonate with everybody. I know people don't probably like somebody that cusses. Somebody probably don't like nobody that's black, or somebody don't like somebody that like wears a headband, or somebody don't like somebody that whatever. Like, I'm not gonna resonate with everybody, but the people that do resonate with me and like what I gotta say, man, like I want to just continue to add value and continue to like I don't know, like not. I had to go through a lot, so I don't want people to had to take those same lumps I had to take. You know what I'm saying? So if I could prevent my sons and somebody else's son from having knee pain, having hip pain, having shoulder pain, going through all this craziness in their life, for if I got the tools, you know what I'm saying, I would want them to stand on my shoulders and see a little further.
It seems like the main lessons from your story that I'm taking away right now is at least, one, you got to have a good heart behind why you're doing things, you know, not just be out there to provide value like you keep talking about. But two, the big thing that's impressive to me is that you continually had, based on what you're telling me, a positive attitude and self-love despite all these negative circumstances you got yourself in.
Yeah. And
also, you just kept going with the flow, trying to see what worked instead of just getting so judgmental on yourself. So I think that's a big takeaway for people. But my last question would be, to somebody who's, you know, they don't really know what they're doing, they're stuck like you were, making mistakes, getting caught in, not in jail, but, you know, maybe people get in those situations. What would you tell them now that you've been able to, you know, build a foundation for your life, you're doing something you enjoy, you got out of the rut? What would you tell them just as advice and overall what they should be thinking or what they should be doing? Somebody who's really not, they don't know what they're doing with their life, they're in a bad situation.
Yeah, I would say get quiet, man. Get quiet and just listen to yourself, you know, and just get away from all the noise and distractions of life for a little bit and just kind of just tune back in. And I would say that set a life around tuning in. Like, just set your life around that and live a life around tuning in. And don't get caught up into the rat race or of just the rat race in general. Like, you know, just cars and clothes. I mean, that stuff come with it when you're in alignment. Like, right now I can go buy whatever I want, but it's not
why you're doing what you're doing.
It comes with being in alignment. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I wasn't in alignment with who I am, then I'll probably still be broke on the street somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't ask for to be this Mr. Infinity social media guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got in alignment first. You know what I'm saying? I got in alignment with who I am, and I stay in alignment with who I am, and I plan my days to be in alignment. Like, I go walk on the beach, I meditate, I jump on the trampoline, I write down my gratitude journal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I put heavy emphasis on being in alignment. Fuck, I gotta write this book, or I gotta study, or I gotta try to beat this person in this, or I gotta try to, like, and I really put my energy on just like feeling good. How can I feel good now? How can I feel better?
That's what you mean by being in alignment? How would you describe that for people that don't?
Yeah, being in alignment means, like, I think everybody knows when they're in alignment with who they are. Like, we more than just a body. You're more than just your name and, like, where you come from. I think being in alignment with, like, who you really are, like, getting in touch with that and, like, separating yourself from, like, Derek, the body that was from Indianapolis that played basketball, played professional basketball, and trained these athletes, and, like, getting stuck in that. Like, you can get stuck in that. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by being in alignment is kind of like realizing that all those things are just the expression of who I am, you know, but who I really am is, like, an infinite being, you know what I'm saying, that can do anything that I put my mind to. So I just try to stay in alignment with that, and just, I call it like getting out my own way, so to speak, you know, get out my own way and just let what is be, you know. So, and but I do it, somebody else might do it a different way, you know what I'm saying. I do it by, like, walking on the beach, doing some deep breathing, meditating, like, different ways. I actually have a mind challenge on my Mr. Infinity University. Every day is a different mind habit. Okay. Every day, 30 days in a row, there's different mind habits that I kind of share, things that work for me to be in alignment. Like, deep breathing is one, getting proper sunlight is one, being grateful is one, like different stuff like that I feel like sometimes people get away from, you know what I mean? Writing in a journal, like little stuff like that helps give me alignment. So anybody that's listening, that's stuck in a rut, that feels like crowded with thoughts, or don't really know which way to turn, or don't I mean, because I've been there, man. I've been there. I've been in bad relationships, man. I've been in, like, homeless. Like I said, I've been in jail. I've been hurt. I've been sick. I've been all those things. You know what I'm saying? So if that is somebody, I would say, man, just be grateful. Just be grateful for what you do got, and continue to be grateful, man. Like one thing I would say, just shine your gold. Like shine your gold. Because everybody has gold, but everybody doesn't shine it. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to shine your gold and just keep it shine. You know what I mean? Keep smiling, wake up and go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll see further. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Derek. Appreciate it.
Nah, man, I appreciate you having me on, Sean. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.